Hello and welcome to the Warmness Machine podcast. My name is Lindsay. This is a fiber arts podcast. I happen to be a crocheter, a knitter, a spinner, and I do other things as well. If this is your first time here, hello, welcome. And if you've been here before, welcome. Hello, friend. I hope everything is going well with you. Today is November 4th. It is election day in many local and municipalities all across America. I've already cast my ballot in our local elections, and I really am excited to hear what the results are. So yay. What else? I am wearing the Grow sweater by Nora Gone. It is from the book Slow Knitting by Hannah Thiessen. I finished it either this year, I think the beginning of this year, and it is lovely. I usually wear a shirt underneath. I have like a little tank underneath. I just wanted to wear it because my grandmother saw me wear it, and my grandmother, hi gang, my grandmother loves cable knits, and she told me that she wants my sweater. And it took me over 6 months to make this sweater. So I don't know if I can give her this sweater, but we could talk about it. You know, it's probably not going to happen, but we can discuss all the ways that she likes my sweater. So, yay. I wanted to share with you what I did, I think maybe about a week, 2 weeks ago. So on October 24th, I took a train to one of my favorite yarn shops in the area, probably the favorite, because I do go there a lot, although I do love Magpie Fibers in Frederick, Maryland. But there's a shop called Fiber Space in Alexandria, Virginia. And first of all, Alexandria is such a cozy place to go to. They really have an emphasis on small businesses there. And so you're always getting something super unique. And me and my daughter go down there to have girl days. So I'll say it's girls' day, and we'll drive down there. And I'm in Maryland, so we'll drive down there and we'll have a good time. But you know, I'm technically right outside the DMV area, so very close to Washington, D.C., very close to Virginia, and all that other stuff. So I went there for a workshop. It was being taught by Sari Nordlund. I went because it was Sari Nordlund. And if I have her book, Timeless Knits, Softly, Timeless Knits, and she was teaching a class on the Laulu shawl. And she was also demonstrating how to follow charts. Now here's the deal. I know how to follow charts already, but I looked at that chart and it looked tremendous. So I was very glad to go, actually. I had to restart the pattern in the class. It was an amazing experience because I have been learning how to knit solo, by myself, alone, and just to be around other knitters and see how other people discuss their making and make their yarn choices and talk about wonderful things. It was lovely. It was a lovely time. And Sari did sign my book, so that was great. And I want to show you the progress that I've made on it. I have worked on it a little bit here and there. It is like my delicate, take a step back, 30 minutes to myself project. So it's in my wonderful crochet bag. It is knitted with one strand of fingering, one strand of mohair, which comes out to be a DK weight. Hold on, all the mohair got everywhere. Okay. So it's very small, but this is what I have so far. I love it. What I love the most is this beautiful lace kind of detail right here. I don't know if you can see it, but what you do is there's lace on this side, lace on that side, lace on this side, and just do them like a ladder. And I love it. I think it's amazing. So I'm really, really, really into that. And then it was just a lot of fun. It was just a lot of fun. And so this is a lot of fun to me. Yeah. So and then I also, like, because it was in the afternoon, I got to spend the day by myself. So I was able to take a slow day, and kind of like meander back, even though I came right back, and I took the train, which I love taking. I love taking the metro. So yeah, that was a good time. And she taught classes all that weekend, and people just signed up for all of her classes. They were like, I'm staying for the next one. I'm staying for the next one. I was here this morning. I was like, wow. And so my husband was like, people just dropping $200 to go to a knitting class. And I was like, well, she is a really famous knitwear designer. And he was like, he didn't get it. And I was thinking, like, if I didn't have anything to do, I'd have dropped $200 too. I'd have been like, all right, but I had to come be with my family. So that's one project that I am very excited about. And because this is kind of a meandering podcast, I gave you a whip, even though that's out of order. I will show you my finished object right now. I finished the Felix cardigan by Amy Christoffers. Okay, so this is what happened. I love this. I love this. I think I could make 2 more of these. It was such a easy peasy, lemon squeezy kind of thing. The yarn is very, very scratchy. Here's the thing though. I've already gotten used to it. I am really, really, in my later years of life, enjoying rustic wools. And this is an Icelandic wool. This is made with Let Lopi in the colorway 0085. And I have 1 extra ball of yarn left. Everything fits. Everything looks great. I love it. So about the buttons, I'm going to just rant for a minute. I went to Mood Fabrics and I ordered buttons. And the buttons came, and then they said, these buttons contain chemicals that could harm you. And and it was like a label from California. I called my friend who lives in California, said, girl, what do you know about this? She said, yes, California is labeling that. I was like, why do they even sell it if it's bad? She's like, well, they just want people to make an informed decision. So after much debating, I decided I was going to use the buttons because she said it's not a big deal. And if it was a big deal, she would have said something else. So I added the buttons, and originally I was going to use the same wool that I used to knit it with, even though you could pull it apart. Well, it wouldn't even fit through the needle. It wouldn't fit through the buttonholes, the needle, and that. So I had to go find a needle. And then I decided I'm going to use some hand spun. was so much fun to just be able to put a button on, use some hand spun, and finish this project just the way I wanted to. And I love it. I love the collar. I love the detailing. My dad likes it. My mom likes it. I think it looked, and it's so lightweight and fun and cute. And it's just one of those, you know, you wonder why people, there's commentary within the knitting community, within the maker community of like, why would I want to make something that's a basic garment piece? And it's just like, first of all, there are beginners out there in the universe, but also, don't you just want to have something that just you move through and you're done? I do. Sometimes I don't want, you know, this lace, so intricate, I can't watch TV. I can't talk to my kids. I have to be alone. And like, great. This is what this is for, my alone time. But if I'm out in the car or we're at a playground, stockinette all the way, I can't get mad at people for making what they like. And also the pattern is written very well. It is incredibly easy to follow. So recommend, totally recommend. All right, now we're diving full into whips. I'm going to show you 2 whips that I'm working on, even though Lord knows I have more going on. I'll show you the first. I'll show you the second that I started. So so I'll start at the beginning. So this weekend I didn't go anywhere. This weekend I decided to reorganize my stash. And I have like a little drawer in my closet. And basically what's in there is yarn and fabric, odds and ends, things like that. And so I decided I'm gonna go through this and I'll figure it out. I have a lot of stuff. I don't need to buy anything else. I say that every episode, but I have an aversion to just hoarding things. I really feel like if you have the yarn, you should be using it, or you should be giving it away, or, you know, sell it, do something, do a de-stash, that, you know, whatever it is, but you don't have to have so much. And admittedly, my stash is much smaller than a lot of other people's stashes. It's not even like nuts. But remember, I've been crocheting since I was 5 years old, and I've been purchasing yarn since I have money. Okay? Since I've been able to have money and go to the store and purchase something, I've been purchasing yarn and odds and ends and fabric and everything else. So that's not the only place where my stuff is stashed. Okay? We've got little sections, all little secret sections that my kids love to, like, ooh, you know? So that felt great to get through that. And then I found some yarn that I was like, let me use this up. My daughter had some mittens, and I decided to update her mitten game. And that's how I segue into this. I'm so long-winded. Jeez Louise. So anyway, I made 1 mitten, and I'll give you a comparison. This is the mitten I made her last year with some pattern sock yarn. Not a big deal, right? My girl is a big girl now. And so I went in there, I said, I know you like pink. You want me to do something to you? She said, yeah, I want you to, look at this. Look at that. And you know what I learned? I learned how to do jogless stripes. See? I love this. So this is some random yarn that I got from a fiber festival that my kids picked out. My son has some yarn in there, but it's all a mess. I don't know how it got messed up. So there's like a box of yarn that's just kind of not okay. So I have to go through and fix it. I don't have the energy for that now. However, I had the energy to do something with this, so I did. Now look at how big. Look at these two mittens. Somebody got big. Look at that. My little girls get big. So we're sending these to another little wonderful young lady that we know, and hopefully she'll like that. This is super duper soft. I haven't started the second one, but I finished it this weekend. I finished it in a day, basically. So she was about to take this. So this is yet to be blocked, but the ends are woven in, and it is just squishy joy. I made a dress with this yarn for her, and so I have some left over. So yeah, that's the easy one. That will be done before the week is out because it's just easy peasy. The next thing I want to show you, and the last thing I want to show you, is the Ballard tee by Sari Nordlund. So apparently this is me doing a lot of Sari Nordlund designs. One, because I went to her workshop, but two, because I had already planned on doing it. After I finished the Felix cardigan, I immediately cast on for the Ballard tee, and it has been amazing. I had no idea that doing that European construction of starting at the back neck, making the increases down, knitting down, putting your stitches on hold, picking up at those edges, going over, going back and forth till you meet, and then going down. Wow, what a way to live. So I want to show you what I've got so far. Actually, this is not the last thing I'm going to show you, but, you know. Let me show you the cables. I made some mistakes. I could tell you where they are, but if I never told you, you wouldn't know. And that's I'm over it. So I did a cable cast on around the neck right here for these stitches. This has not been a slog. This has been a joy. I am really, really loving it. I started it maybe a week, 2 weeks ago or something like that. And I knit it on the train, and I was on the back section, I think, on the train. And it's just been really relaxing. Really relaxing. Really relaxing. 10 out of 10. I recommend. I haven't even finished it. 10 out of 10. It is a boxy construction. So the cool thing is, and this is something I didn't know, you're not casting on stitches under here. You're going to knit here, you're going to knit here, and then you're just going to, once you hit that number or that length right here for this arm, you're just going to start going around in a circle. And wow. So this is going to be short sleeve because it is not long sleeve. I bet I have enough yarn for long sleeve, but again, I don't want to have a stressful time. So yeah, definitely recommend this. When I finish it, everybody on planet Earth will know, because I'll be wearing it everywhere. Everywhere. And lastly, I want to share with you something that I'm working on, that I've been working on quietly by myself in my head. I'm a person that does a lot of thinking. I do a lot of thinking. It takes me a long time to get revved up. I'm not I don't think very well at night. And and I'm a morning person, but I also love to mull things over and philosophize about things. So for about 6-7 months to a year, I've been wanting to make a beautiful scoop neck vest that rivals, let me show you this vest didn't inspire. The vest that I want to make for myself isn't inspired by this vest, but but I'm going to make them. So let me show you this one. Okay, see? My brother says if you're looking for something, just sing a song to it and it'll come out of hiding. So, do you know about this book? The Shetland Trader, Book 3, Heritage by Gudrun Johnston. This is a banger right here. This is it. I know nobody says that anymore. I'm old. But this is meat and potatoes, okay? This is fantastic. It is so pretty. So pretty. I've made this. I actually made the snarness. It's like a kerchief. I made that for a friend of mine in some lace weight yarn, and I have yet to give it to her. I made it for her birthday, but then I got a hand problem and I had to pause. This is such a beautiful, look at this. I hope you could see that. I don't know if I'm not good at that, but anyway, so there's a vest in here. I love everything in here, by the way. There's a vest in here, and it is called the Willipund vest. Let me see if I can get you a good photo of it. And this is one of the, there's two different colorways. This is one. So that scoop neck, adore. I love that. And I find that when I think about making things for myself, I pick if I'm making a design for myself, I'm going to have something that's way more feminine than I would pick from a pattern or that I would buy at a store. And so what I plan on making is going to be crocheted with, it's going to be crocheted. It's going to have lace. And yeah, so let me show you my gauge swatch. So I'm going to share with you the first gauge swatch that I made for this vest. So here is, here's the gauge swatch. You'll see that there's 1, 2, 3 colors in this. The reason I didn't go along with this, and you'll see I didn't even finish the row right there, is that I didn't have enough of any of these colors. I had 1, 2, 3 colors, and I didn't have enough. And this color in the center, this blue with that dark color right there, this yarn is exceptionally soft, crazy soft. And this yarn is sock yarn, so you get to there's so many different textures as you move up. And I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. I didn't have enough yarn, and I couldn't do it with this yarn because I just didn't. So anyway, that yarn's still inside, it's not going anywhere. And now I'm going to show you a much smaller version of this and how I'm having problems with it as well. So I'm going to show you the yarns. There's this yarn. There's this yarn. Now, I don't know where I got these yarns from now. This yarn is from, oh goodness, I don't know. And this, I don't know where any of these are, but I bought them at some sort of beautiful event, right? Some beautiful online event. So I'll scoot those to the side, and I'm going to show you this gauge swatch. Now, what I love about this is that it's still kind of bluish purple. And we still get that same kind of vibe from the center, but it's right here, right? So I like that, and I like the blue a lot. Guess what I don't like? I don't like that. I know what color that is. That colorway is called Marigold Bridge from Treehouse Knits. It's one of my favorite colorways alive. It's never coming back. Post-COVID, sadness pants all over. And I was going to add this as like a pop of color in there, right? But I'm like, I don't like that. I don't like the way that works together because that's way too much. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to do 3 balls of yarn, 1, 2, 3, and exclude this. I didn't even have that much of this. And then because I'm using leftovers, and this is here, I did the last time I was at the store. My other favorite yarn shop is in New York City, Brooklyn, and it is called Argyle Yarn Shop, and they dye their own colorways. This is a colorway that's just like that. Look how pretty that is. That's not even the same dye lot. It's just phenomenal what they do. Oh my goodness. I am gonna take some of this out and use it to finish this up, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have this be a little row, and then maybe have a thicker row somewhere in, but in the beginning have this be a smaller row. Let me move this up so you can see. So yeah, that's what I'm working with. This is my life. I really want to have this done, or have this be something that I work on through my birthday month, which is this month, November. So I'm excited to get started on that. So yeah. While we're here, I might as well give you my children's book recommendation, which is called No More Water in the Tub, written by Ted Arnold. Ooh, you're gonna love this. So this book is hilarious. It is a story about 2 brothers, and the story starts off with, let's see if I can show you. The story starts off with this. In a bathroom near the top floor of a tall apartment building, William was ready for his bath. Walter had finished, and fresh water was running into the tub. "Get in, William," said Mom. "Walter, keep an eye on your brother. Leave the faucet on another minute. Then no more water in the tub." "Aw, Mom," William said as he climbed in. "I like it deep." "You heard me. 1 minute." She closed the bathroom door as she left. Now let me tell you what. You know what was about to happen. Oh my goodness, I love this book. So then it talks about how William at the top of the floor keeps going down every level of the floor. Every level he's going down, and all these little stories, and da-da-da-da-da. And then you get to the end of the book. And I like to say about this book that it is a time loop. It is a time loop. So this was a lot of fun. My kids loved this book. I picked it up like a random thing. And I can't recommend this book enough. So yeah, we've been keeping it. We've had about 2 weeks now. And I read it at, anytime I can. Anytime they're like, yeah, read that. And I'm like, okay. So that's my children's book recommendation, No More Water in the Tub by Ted Arnold. That's my episode for today. Thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate all your comments. I hope that you are exercising your civic duty today and that it is going by very easily. And I also hope that your making is whatever you want it to be, whether it be intricate, detailed, not detailed, basic, fun, or a slog, because sometimes it's that too. And I will see you in the next episode.